Hey guys, Nicole here, and I'm back with another process video. Today I am featuring a layout that I used a sketch from Nuts About Sketches, and it's number 318. Below the video I will post a link to the specific sketch that I used in case you want to print it out and use it or reference it for anything. The sketch called for a lot of circular elements, so I just pulled out some circle die cuts that I have. I believe these are spellbinders, and before I printed my photos I just measured the diameter of the circles that I was planning on using, and I just made sure that my photos were a little bit bigger. This particular one that you can see that I'm cutting with the margin of the photo being in the circle, I knew that that one was going to go off the top of my layout, so I wasn't concerned about having the white space around the photo being in the circle. And before I started filming, I went ahead and trimmed down my photos just because it was just taking up a lot of time in the video as far as going through the papers and figuring out what I wanted to use. So I just decided to go ahead and cut that out of the video this time. And I'm just going ahead and attaching these strips of paper, kind of making a frame around the page, which was basically my interpretation of the sketch. And then here you can see those circles, and I'm going to end up sort of fiddling around with it just because I kind of felt like having all three circular photos at the top, I don't want to say that it was necessarily too heavy or anything, it just was, it was just bothering me. So I'm going to end up kind of playing around, and here I'm cutting out this 4x6 card from the coordinating papers, and these are all Bella Boulevard, and most of them came in a warehouse box that I purchased. So these are all older papers, an older collection, and then some of it is mixed in with the newer Halloween collection that they had this past fall. And I just took my scissors and fussy cut around the pumpkin circle die cut that was printed on there. And originally I thought I was going to use it, and I ended up just not liking it. I kind of felt like it was a little bit too big, and it just, for whatever reason, I wasn't liking it. So even after cutting that out and leaving it on my layout for a while, I decided that I didn't like it. And then here I'm cutting out one of the 3x4 cards that has this little speech bubble, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut the speech bubble out. And then after I get to looking at it, I'm going to realize that I don't like the speech bubble. I'm not a big fan of speech bubbles. I think they look good on other people's layouts, but for whatever reason, I have a hard time using them. Plus, I felt like it didn't necessarily, I don't know if match is the right word, but the speech bubble was kind of wonky and whimsical, and the circles were very obviously precise because they were from a die cut. So here I'm just kind of moving things around and just kind of trying to figure out what's going to work. And here I decided I'm going to take my circle dies again and use them to cut out the phrase from within the speech bubble. And I'm going to have to do it twice because the first time I did it, I used a circle that was just a little bit too big, and it ended up leaving some of the design that I was trying to eliminate by turning it into a circle. So I'm just going to go and get one that's a little bit smaller and run it through my Big Shot one more time. And I'm just using some washi tape to hold down my dies, and it's the washi tape that coordinates with October Afternoon's Travel Girl, and it came in a Santa stack that I got this year, and I don't like it at all. I know I'll never use it, so I kind of just keep it out on my desk for, if I need to hold down a die cut, or I need to mask something off to stamp with, or I'll even use it to hold down like pattern paper or die cuts when I do like computer generated journaling or something. I'll use that washi tape that I don't like to kind of hold this stuff down when I run it through my printer. So it's still getting use. It's just not something I particularly liked the pattern of to use on layouts. And here I've got both 12x12 sticker sheets that go with the two different Halloween collections by Bella Boulevard. I'm just kind of looking for different stickers. I liked the purple sort of wonky scallop border that was on there, so I just trimmed it to be a little bit shorter than that photo, which is a 5x7. And then I'm adding some foam tape to the back of what has become my title piece. And then I'm going ahead and committing to attaching my circular photos. And here I was trying to find a place for this little I Love Halloween sticker, and you can see I stuck it on the top of a ink pad, and turns out I forgot it was there, and I actually saw it today and realized, I wanted to use it on this layout and I didn't. So case in point, keep track of your stickers when you set them somewhere on your desk. So eventually I'll probably just go ahead and tuck it somewhere on this layout before I give it to my sister. And here I'm going through both sticker sheets and not necessarily going for color or anything. I just pulled out 3 stickers that happened to be circles. 2 of them were scalloped and 1 was regular. And I was just kind of going for the circle shapes to kind of mingle in with my photos and the title piece. And then here I'm just looking for something that was tab shaped and kind of a different color. And then I'm putting these little letter stickers that spell out candy on the bottom. And these pictures I actually stole off my sister's Facebook because I didn't have any that I felt went with the sketch. So I went ahead and pulled them off her Facebook to make a layout for her book. And these pictures are from the first Halloween after my nephew was diagnosed with diabetes. So she has a picture of him next to his little portion of candy that he can have, after they figured out how many units of insulin he was going to have to take after he eats that candy. And here I'm just going through my stamps. I knew I had a fall set from Technique Tuesday that had some Halloween words in it, so I'm just pulling that out, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp some of the phrases onto some label stickers. And here I've just pulled out some October Afternoon stickers, and I wasn't really looking at theme. I don't have the stickers that coordinate with their Halloween line. I think it was Witch Hazel. So I just kind of looked around, and I found the 9 to 5 stickers had a lot of the same colors, like the orange or green. And here I'm just making sure which phrases I can fit on the different labels that I was thinking about using. And I thought about putting one on the title, and I really wanted to put it so that it overlapped hello, but because I had put it on with foam adhesive, there was no way that I was going to get a clean stamped impression, and I knew that if I pulled the title piece off of my layout and tried to take the foam tape off, it would just end up kind of wrinkling that circle, so I just kind of nixed that idea. And I'm just using some post-it notes to sort of mask off the labels while they're still on the backing sheet. And I just used Spooky, and then there's a little bat image that says Boo inside of his body, and then the little handwritten Boo on one of the circle labels. And then I'm just going to go through and tuck the stickers here and there, and again I'm pulling those little Bella Boulevard ones that I had pulled off and set aside, and just kind of looking for placement areas to put those. And I'm more than a little bit out of frame, but I didn't realize it at the time, so hopefully I'll either push the layout up or zoom out soon. Again, just tucking little bits here and there, and just kind of going through those sticker sheets, and I was just kind of looking. And here you can see those little star-shaped gems, and I'm just kind of keeping to the same color for each cluster for some reason. It just was kind of what I liked while I was putting them on here. So I just did a couple black, a couple green, a couple of the orange, and then on the bottom I added a couple of the purple ones. And here you can see the entire layout again. Thanks for